This is a fast Hellgate speed paint focused on clean materials and subtle lighting. No heavy effects, no overcomplication, just wood, metal and a controlled fire glow. I started with a black primer followed by a very subtle zenithal using a dark blue tone. This step not meant to create strong highlights, it just breaks up the surface and gives me a bit more control over the value right from the start. After that, I block in the main material. The wood gets a simple brown base, while the metal parts are painted in dark gunmetal. At this stage, it's all about blazing colors, defining the different materials as quickly as possible. Next I moved on to the bones and skull elements. I keep them fairly simple, using a light bone tone and letting the dark base show through in recesses. For the ground between the skulls I use a knotted brown to give it a dry, dirty look. These small variations help break up the darker tones and make the piece feel more natural. The flames are built up in multiple steps. I started with white as a base to keep the color bright. Then I layer in warm tones to create variation and depth. Even though the flames are small, they play an important role as the main light source of the piece. With the flames in place, I begin adding a very light OSL effect. This kept extremely subtle at first, just a hint of light on the surrounding areas to establish the direction and intensity. The goal here is not to finish the effect, but to set the foundation. After that, I return to metal parts and add sharp edge highlight using a brighter silver. This step is important to define the structure and make the edges readable, especially in such a dark environment. I keep the highlights controlled and focused on the most exposed areas. In the final stage, I refine the light. I push the orange tones slightly and add small highlights to the flames to increase the sense of heat. At the same time, I make sure the OSL stays subtle and doesn't overpower the materials. It's all about balance between light and surface details. In the end, this is a fast and controlled speed paint, focused on clean materials and subtle lighting. I'm curious, would you push the glow further or keep it this subtle? Thanks for watching.